again. The girls are taking a nap. We got one riding shotgun, that would be Raylan. And my other one, Trinity Blue, is sprawled out on the back seat. Raylan always sits up in the passenger seat with me. Every once in a great while, if it's a long trip, Trinity will pop up there, but not very often. She likes it in the back. But Raylan likes sitting right up here with me. She's laid down, she's got her head on the console. So I spent the day over in Port Huron. I found out a lot of interesting things. How much you can find out. Things. If you do a little digging. Now, it's telling me that I have a shitty signal. There, now we're back, I think. So I was saying, it's amazing how much you can find out about anything if you put your mind to something. So I did a lot of exploring. I reached out to some people for help. As a matter of fact, I talked to a friend that I went to high school with today. I haven't talked to him in, 30 plus years. 1987 maybe. I think it was 87 when he moved down to Florida. But he had made a comment on some of the pictures I posted yesterday of the Blue Water Bridge. Said he was very familiar with that area, so I reached out to him to see if I could pick his brain. And he's already sent me some information that's very useful. Look at these people, my Lord. You know, I'm driving down M115 right now between Clare and Cadillac. And I'm guilty, just like these guys, maybe even more guilty. Fuck. Many years. Maybe it's because you get older, you get a little wiser. But you hear about accidents and all kinds of shit on this little stretch of road. As a matter of fact, back in, let's see, it must have been back in 2001 or 2002, I was coming up this way. And counted like 100 deer just between Clare and Cadillac. Right here, just on the side of the road, eating the grass. at you like you were no big deal. But that's just one factor. This is all farmland and wooded area. There's a lot of deer up here. They jump out in front of you at any time. You see them laying on the side of the road all the time. But you hear about, I've read a couple of news articles, I think on 9 and 10 News, which, boy, they're a joke. But they do, the state police have been cracking down on this stretch of road because people drive like fucking idiots. And, you know, I can't imagine why people that live in this area get fed up with it. I mean, how would these people feel if the people that lived here drove down in their little neighborhood doing 85, 90, 100 mile an hour past their house? And then here we go back into why we are where we are in this country right now, is because nobody gives a fuck about anybody else, and it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's chasing money. Everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'm very fortunate and blessed where I know all my neighbors. I know them all by name. Some I like more than others. Some of them are like family to me. And I think that's something that this country is losing. It's that sense of community. You know, I can remember when I was a little kid, and my mom would be making breakfast or making a cake or making cookies or doing something. And, you know, I can remember 5, 6, 7 years old, she would call me and hand me a measuring cup and say, I need you to go next door and ask the neighbors if we could borrow a cup of sugar or a cup of flour or 2 eggs or a cup of milk. And it was no big deal. You went over there, you knocked on the door, and you asked, and they were more than happy to, and they'd be sure that's all you need. Here, you can take some more. And it was the same way when it was the other way around. We all knew our neighbors. We all had each other's backs. We all helped each other out. We all looked out for each other's kids. Made sure they weren't going too far, or made sure if there was a strange vehicle in the neighborhood, they were being watched. And I'm sure there's still a lot of neighborhoods like that. As a matter of fact, I was at a job down in Westland last week, and my wife Elizabeth came along with me, and neighbors were walking the sidewalk, walking their dogs, and we had one neighbor next door. He came up to me and he talked my ear off, but that was okay. But he told me, he said, if you're over here, you know, and if you need anything, come knock on my door. If you need to use the bathroom, he says, if you're hungry, I'll make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And that was cool. I mean, I'm not even his neighbor. I was just there working on this house. And I couldn't believe it. You know, that was very much appreciated by me. I respected that. There was another neighbor walking their dog, talking to my wife, and she was telling my wife about years and years ago when they were all raising their kids. This neighborhood, this house I was working on was like right at the beginning of a small little straightaway, and then there was a cul-de-sac. So after school, one of the people would park their car and block the road, leave a passage for cars to get in and out, but they would park their car in the road and block it. And that way, all the neighborhood kids had a safe place to ride their bikes and play their games, and, you know, all the stuff we used to do years ago until the street lights came on. But that's that community. And we're losing that in this country. And it's a damn shame. And I'm trying to put that message out to people to stop and quit thinking about yourself all the time, and let's start thinking about other people. You know, a friend of mine has brought it up to me many times on conversations that if you don't know your neighbors right now, better go out and get to know them, because they might be the only ones there. They might save your life. And the good thing about all that is that you might be able to save their lives, because things are looking pretty scary right now in this world. And if you don't see it, then you're either not very smart, or you're incapable of seeing reality, or you just don't care. So that's even more reason to get out there and know your neighbors, because you need to know who's who. Because if the shit goes down, it's not going to be pretty. I never thought in a million years that I would see what I'm seeing today in this world. Never could have even imagined it. And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people are incapable of accepting reality. Because here's the thing. It's fucking scary. What's going on right now in this world is pretty freaking scary. So yeah, get to know your neighbors. You better get to know your neighbors. Start building this community back together. We are the people. The country's so divided right now. And that's part of the plan. Divide and conquer. The plan is working. Look what's going on right now. just saw a meme. I posted it. Something along the lines of, it's riot season again. You know, I can remember when I was young going to holiday dinners with the family. Family members had their differences in politics, and they would talk and get into some pretty heated discussions. But it never ended in, I hate you, you son of a bitch, this, you're that, you're a racist. It never, ever turned into that. There was always a conversation. There was mutual respect. And at the end of it all, they found common ground. They might not agree with each other's thoughts still, but they respected each other's thoughts. And that's another thing that's lost. I'm sorry, but I'm having a hard time respecting some of the other side of the aisle's thinking, because maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my generation, but I was brought up with principles. Now, I'm not an angel. I didn't always follow those principles. It took me a lot of years to finally grow up. But the thing of it is these principles were instilled in me. And by God's grace, I come out the other side, and I try to practice those principles in my life today. The most important principle is being honest, telling the truth. After all, they say, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember your story. Then there's another saying that I like, is that there's no softer pillow than a clean conscience. I put my head down at night. I like to go to sleep. And today I put my head down, I can close my eyes and go to sleep. But there was a time in my life that I would be tired and I would go lay down, try to close my eyes, but I couldn't go to sleep. So my mind was racing. So I was full of guilt, shame, remorse. But, I missed that. So yeah, anyway, that's my little rant on community. Yeah, I'm driving up to God's country. I was in the Thumb on the west side all day today, part of yesterday. And now I'm about 45 minutes away from, I'm sorry, I was on the east side in the Thumb. Now I'm going to the west side. And, about 18 miles west of Manistee is where I'm going. Cut some grass tomorrow. Get the zero turn out. Mow my property. today was a good day. I did some running around and met a few people. And I got some good ideas brewing. So a lot of people are afraid to talk about politics, especially in these freedom movement groups. I can remember being down in Hagerstown with the People's Convoy. Must have been two and a half weeks in. They made an announcement that from now on we would no longer like anyone to fly any flags that are politically related. And I can remember thinking to myself, what the fuck? We're in a freedom movement, but we have rules and regulations, and we can't fly a Trump sign or Trump flag or an FJB flag. And they said, well, we don't want people just to assume that we're a Trump movement or whatever the fuck they wanted to think. And here's the thing. Here's the reality of it. 99% of the people in these movements are right-minded thinkers. I don't think I've met anybody. I haven't, as a matter of fact, I have not met one person in any of these groups that wore a I love Joe Biden hat. So here's the reality of it. These movements are very politically related, even though pretty much all of us say that we're not a left or a right, we're not a anti, we're all about freedom. And the reality of it is the left is trying to take our freedoms away from us. And you can either agree with me or not agree with me, and that's fine. But the simple fact is, that's the reality of it. And here's another fact. You know, there's people saying, well, we can't allow politics in our group. We can't allow politics to interfere with the members because we're trying to get people on both sides to join our movement. Well, let me tell you something, buttercups. You ain't going to get any of them joining your movement. If they haven't done it by now, they're not gonna. Because they already have their thought process and they're not going to change it. And so, you know, these freedom movements are all about fighting for our freedoms. And it's not just for the rights freedoms. It's for everybody's freedoms. Now, if you want to be a man, but you think you're a girl, that's fine. I want you to have the freedom to be a girl. But don't expect me to make believe that you are a girl. Because if you're a fucking man, you're a man. I'm not playing the games anymore. And stay away from our kids with all this nonsense. What the hell is wrong with you people? You see these videos of these parents taking their kids to transgender nightclubs at 11 o'clock at night, getting them out and dancing for tips. That's fucking sick, people. And it's disgusting. These kids are going through misery right now. Being locked up, being forced to have face diapers on. And now they want to give babies this poison. But anyway, we gotta not be afraid to talk about politics. Someone wants to get offended by politics in a freedom group, then they probably shouldn't be in the freedom group in the first place. Well, that was a quick ride. Right here, I don't know, that's Lake Cadillac. Cadillac's all the way on the other side. I don't know if you can see it very well. You see the lights over there. Got some trail cams up at my property. I have one right now, but got two more. My wonderful mother got me for Christmas, and I had to go get some whatever those cards are called, SIM, or not a SIM card, but SD card. I got them. I have two more cellular trail cameras at home. I got one set up there now, keeping an eye on stuff. And about 2 weeks ago, I got a couple pictures. Looked like a juvenile black bear. Today I got a picture of a fox. Yesterday I got some pictures of couple deer. Once in a while I'll get a picture at night of a raccoon. And I just turned on M55. I'm on the west side of Cadillac, Lake